Hello, everyone, and welcome to a very special episode of Cosmic Circus Reviews. Today we have Victor, who is one of our comic experts, and he's here
Hello.
today to talk to us about Venom.
Yes,
Which comics are we talking about today?
we're talking about the Venom Separation Anxiety from 1994 and Venom Planet of the Symbiotes from 1995.
Right. And if
Uh,
I'm if I'm correct, these are like part one and part two. Are they connected?
they're connected in story, but they're
Mhm.
not connected in one comic book. Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so I just want to say, Separation Anxiety, 1994, written by Howard Mackie, who you might know from Danny Ketch, 90s Ghost Rider, one of the best. Penciled by Ron Randall, inked by Sam De La Rosa, letters by Ken Lopez, colorist Tom Smith, editor Danny Fingeroth. Planet of the Symbiotes, 1995, written by David Michelinin, one of the classics also, lettered by Bill Oakley, also colored by Tom Smith, and edited by Tom Brevoort, who is still working at Marvel today. All right, Vic, before we get into it, what is your like overall history with Venom? Like, how do you know Venom from the comics, from the cartoons, from the movies? How did you introduce yourself to this character?
I'm gonna go with the classic, and I'm gonna say Spider-Man, the animated series.
I thought so. Yeah.
Yeah, the original classic. It was my first introduction to the character. I loved him. He was so scary but so funny at the same time. Especially this iconic scene where they're going to the NASA and he's driving the car and just honking at Spider-Man. It was the perfect balance between showing Venom as a scary character but
Hmm.
also as the in a way a more humane one
Yeah. Yeah.
because especially as a part of he was a part of Eddie Brock and I remember that his story was halted for 2 seasons or so and then he returned when there was an introduction of Carnage in the series and it was wow, it
Wow.
was again it was the most important story for Venom to me
Hmm.
in all media. I mean, there are movies and all and comic books, but to the younger kid, it was amazing.
Yeah. So that's like
And
the definitive Venom for you.
yeah, it's like my favorite version of Venom so
Hmm.
far. I mean, there's also Venom in Marvel Spider-Man 2 game,
Hmm.
but I think that the classic one is my favorite. And
And
there was also
hold on, I have to ask. When you watched this cartoon, did you actually watch it in the 90s or did you watch it more
no,
recently? Okay.
no. I mean, I was born in 1999, and in
Okay.
Poland,
Okay.
yeah, and in Poland when I was watching, it was around
Uh-huh.
2005, 2006.
Yeah.
So I was 6, 7 years old,
Okay.
and I remember just coming home, and watching my
Okay.
Spider-Man, my favorite cartoon.
Can I
Like,
can I tell you something weird?
yeah, go
Because
ahead.
I'm a little bit older than you, so I do remember the cartoon a little bit from the 90s. But I also remember when the Tobey Maguire movies came out, and then the cartoon was advertised more after the movie came out. So in my
Yeah.
head, I had this really confusing like time travel plot because I thought the cartoon was based on the movie, but somehow the cartoon is older than the movie.
Yeah.
When I was like 5 years old, I was like, "What is this?" But I loved it too. I haven't gone as deep as you have, but the cartoon's like it's a classic, man. It's really,
Yeah,
really
it's a
good.
classic,
Yeah,
especially that it's adapted
yeah.
separation anxiety. Now that I think of it, in a small way.
Seriously, really?
Yeah, because Eddie Brock is in a psychiatric facility
Hmm.
there, and he talks about Venom, and he knows it happened, but there's a doctor who tells him it's all in your head, and it's something that I think should be worth mentioning because we didn't see it in any other media so
Hmm.
far, like except comic books and this series alone. So yeah.
Wow, that's so cool. And what do you think about the Venom movies? I mean, I guess you can mention Spider-Man 3 also, whatever you
Yeah,
want.
exactly. It was the second media that I
Uh-huh.
where we were introduced to Venom,
Uh-huh.
and I mean, I love Raimi. I love Raimi's
Okay.
Spider-Man
Yeah,
movies, so
yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything bad about them except that they are good in their own way.
Very
The
polite.
Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 3, yeah, because Spider-Man 2 is just something else.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but Venom in Spider-Man 3 was not used in a good way, and I think that was a little poor execution,
Yeah.
especially because Raimi was forced to use Venom in this
Right.
movie, and yeah, so he had to use him, and I think there wasn't enough idea on how to show this character and how to get deeply into his psyche, into his creation, into I don't know origin
Yeah.
in a way, because Eddie Brock is just a pathetic loser
Right.
there. Even though that Topher Grace played him amazingly, he was amazing in this role, but there isn't you saw this movie and you
Yeah.
know that there isn't a scene where Venom looks or behaves in a way that Venom behaves in the comic book.
Mhm.
Because in comic books there is this inner voice, Venom communicating with Eddie,
Right, right.
and there was nothing like this in the movie.
Even the Tom Hardy movies have that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's so essential to who the character is. This like dual identity kind of.
Yeah, I mean, the other media that did this was that didn't introduce the inner voice. It was Spectacular Spider-Man.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember while watching this, there was no inner voice. Only they
Mhm.
only showed the behavior of the symbiote on its own. So I mean,
I remember that one. I like that one too.
yeah, yeah, it was
Because
really good. But
I think that might be even better than the 90s one in some ways, maybe. You don't think so? Okay.
no, I
You
mean,
know better than I do. You're deeper than
yeah,
I
I
am.
mean, to at least it's to me. It's in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah,
To me, 1994 Spider-Man, it's the best Spider-Man ever,
right.
and yeah, the best Spider-Man ever, alongside with Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, and Yuri Lowenthal. So yeah, yeah.
I
So
noticed how
it's
you skipped one name.
yeah, it's because I'm too old for Tom Holland.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh wow. Wow. I like him. I like him.
yeah. I mean, he's okay, but
Mhm.
he's not my Spider-Man. If I was, I don't know, 10 years younger, maybe, or at least 5 years younger.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, I never really was a fan of Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
he has moments, but he's not my Spider-Man. I mean,
Homecoming is probably one of my favorite Marvel movies, like overall. I love Homecoming. And I think the earlier Tom Holland's movies are, I think the better he is in the role. As the movies go on, I think they kind of lost what they originally were going for with his character because they wanted him to feel so young and like a young high school kid. And as they tried to mature him and they put him on new adventures, I felt they kind of lost that charm that he had in Civil War and Homecoming. I think Andrew Garfield is just perfect for the character, though. I love Andrew Garfield.
I'm gonna say something. Spider-Man 2 and The Amazing Spider-Man 2 are my favorite Spider-Man movies, so
You know, we had a Spider-Man podcast a couple of years ago,
yeah.
and someone else said they loved Amazing Spider-Man too. And I thought it was crazy at the time, but I'll respect it. It may
Yeah.
not be my choice, but I respect it. But
Yeah.
especially Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, their dynamic is so good. While we're talking about these movies, Spider-Man 4, there's a rumor that Tom Holland's Spider-Man 4 might feature the symbiote, might feature maybe some kind of Venom thing connecting to Secret Wars, maybe. What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, it's better to use him now than use it after Secret Wars because now they have an excuse to introduce symbiote in the MCU,
Hmm.
and it's a missed opportunity. But I wrote a theory article
Hmm.
a few months, I think it was this year or last year, about symbiote being part of not only Tom Holland's Spider-Man but Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
Yeah, okay. I think I remember this one.
Yeah, because Venom, or rather Symbiote, was meant to be a villain in The Amazing Spider-Man 3, which was
Hmm.
unfortunately cancelled.
Hmm.
And I think it would be a great opportunity to not only introduce us to this version of Venom from the Amazing Universe, but also to the new one. And I think that Alex also mentioned that it's a huge possibility for the symbiote to be introduced in Spider-Man 4. And I think it will be, if it happens, it will be something weird and something we didn't see yet, because what Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies did is doing something that the previous movies didn't do.
Hmm.
Yeah, because we had Homecoming, we had Far From Home, and we had No Way Home, which is a, ultimately a larger scale than 5 previous movies combined.
Yeah.
And yeah, if Symbiotes is indeed introduced in Spider-Man 4, then wow, I really hope they will be really,
Hmm.
really good. Especially that Daniel, can you remember
Daniel
his
Destin Cretton.
Daniel Destin Crescent, yeah.
Yeah.
So sorry, I forgot his
Oh,
name
it's fine,
for a
fine.
second there. I loved his Shang-Chi movie. It's one of my favorite movies,
Yeah, it's
Phase
awesome.
4.
It's awesome.
It's an amazing movie, and if he can do with Spider-Man what he did with Shang-Chi, then I'm all in. And
Uh,
maybe Tom Holland will get some more points.
I want to mention, I think what you said is really interesting because from based on No Way Home, I think you can see naturally how both Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland could go into a symbiote arc because both of them are kind of a little bit angry at the end of the
They're
movie.
broken.
Yeah. I mean, Andrew Garfield, he has a little healing moment when he saves Zendaya, but he's still vulnerable,
Yeah, but
right?
it's just a moment. It's just,
Exactly.
it's
Exactly. That
just
doesn't fix you,
yeah, it's
right?
just a one band-aid
Yeah.
on when there are
Perfect.
multiple scars left.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And Tom Holland, he almost kills Willem Dafoe. He almost kills Norman Osborn. He's also broken. So either
yeah,
one, I could see it with the symbiote. do you want to see Tom Hardy with them? Do you want to see this Venom return in Amazing Spider-Man 3 or Spider-Man Homecoming 4?
I don't know. To be
Mhm.
honest, I don't know. Based on what happens in the movie,
You mean this upcoming movie,
yeah, this
Venom Last
upcoming
Dance?
movie,
Okay.
I really want to see him and
Mhm.
don't see him. It's like,
Okay.
yeah, because I mean, don't take me wrong. Tom Hardy is a great actor, and
Mhm.
his portrayal of Eddie Brock, aka Venom,
Mhm.
is to me it's amazing because
Yeah.
you have to be a great actor to pull this off.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when I think about this whole story that happened through these past two movies, and what will happen in the next one, the upcoming one, something that I don't think that there's a place for Tom Hardy to be part of Secret Wars. But if they put him, I believe that there's enough, I don't know, enough imagination
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
enough
Like possibility,
enough possibilities, yeah,
potential.
for him
Yeah.
to shine even for a second. Because then that offspring of symbiote that was shown in No Way Home,
Uh-huh.
we don't know much about it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we'll see, we'll see. Maybe Alex will tell us something
Sure.
in upcoming months, in the form of an article. But I hope that at least maybe there's a chance. Hear me out. That Toby
Mhm.
may gain a symbiote suit once again. I would really love to
Like
see it again.
redemption for Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, like
Okay.
redemption for
Huh.
Spider-Man 3. Just use the same black suit because
Yeah,
wow,
it was good.
this was
It was
yeah,
good.
it was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but just show more. Maybe just give all three Spider-Man symbiotes.
Yeah.
I know I'm going a little crazy, but
No Way Home. This time they're all Venom.
yeah. No way,
Oh
Venom.
wow. Venom Way Home. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Um my personal opinion, I don't like Tom Hardy as Venom very much. I like Tom Hardy. I like the Venom character, but I don't like these movies. I don't like the portrayal. I think the first movie is the best one, and even then I don't think it's very I don't think they quite nailed what they were trying to do. I don't have high hopes for Venom 3, but I'm curious. I'm interested enough, I guess, and where this might go, especially if they connect it back somehow to the Spider-Mans, then that will get me interested. So let's go to these comics.
Yeah.
What is the story of these comics, and how do you think this will connect to the movies?
So first off, we're gonna start with separation anxiety because okay, I'm gonna start again.
Hmm.
I'm gonna show you that there are previous stories for Venom that connect to the story.
Hold on, can
There's
you show us the cover first? Show us the cover, the front
Yeah,
cover.
exactly.
Look at
Planet
that.
of the Symbiotes. It's
Hmm.
the conclusion of the whole story arc of Venom.
And who are the
Uh,
characters on the cover? Who do we
so
see?
here's Ben Riley,
Hmm.
the Scarlet Spider, and
Hmm.
Peter Parker, the Spider-Man of
Uh-huh.
Earth 616 in the
Uh-huh.
comic books. And here are the other symbiotes, not particular ones, just random symbiotes, but we're gonna get to it later.
Sure.
And when we open it, there's a whole introduction to the collection edition because those four comic books are part of story because here's birth of Venom,
Hmm.
Little Protector,
Hmm.
The Enemy Within, and the mentioned earlier Separation Anxiety. And because I picked Separation Anxiety and Planet of the Symbiotes, we're going to talk about those,
Hmm.
but it doesn't mean that those previous comic books are not good or not important. But I chose Separation Anxiety mainly because it touches on the whole problematic and whole mental problems of Eddie Brock after his separation from the Venom symbiote.
Hmm.
And it's something that I mentioned happened in the animated series, or rather, first happened in the comic book and later in the animated series. But it's something that I really love to explore.
Hmm.
And separation anxiety it exactly explores on the problems of Eddie Brock after he separated from the symbiote, and it's like a therapy. He still believes that he's not alone, that he's a good man, but there are all doubtful thoughts in his head where he wonders, I killed people. Was it me or was it Venom or was it both?
Hmm.
And without spoiling much, there's a whole, I don't know, like 2-3 issues, the 4-issue comic book, and the first 3 issues they focus on Eddie Brock, and symbiote is just in the background for a few panels, and that's it. Traveling back to Eddie, and it all focuses on Eddie who wants to repent for his sins, and he escapes from this facility where he's held, and he still doesn't know who he is.
Hmm.
It's like he connected with Venom. It's like he lost his whole personality. It's only him and Venom, and there was no Eddie Brock from the past.
Yeah.
And when they separated, it's like he lost part of himself, but he still doesn't know who he is.
Would you compare it to like a toxic relationship?
Yeah, definitely. It's a toxic relationship all over. Especially when there are flashbacks,
Hmm.
small flashbacks to what happened, and you think about it, and you see that they both were fueling themselves. Like Venom tells Eddie kill him, and Eddie tells Venom we can't let them go. Like something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
When you think about it, it's like they were both evil and not good for themselves. Like Venom could have easily been, just some random symbiote who would take over Eddie and, just turn off his brain and use him, but he wasn't. He
But if
wanted to
that's
connect with him.
if that's the case, then wouldn't like the wouldn't this be the end of the Venom story? Why would Eddie go back to Venom?
Exactly, that's the point. That's the whole point, and its conclusion of it is in Planet of the Symbiotes, but we're
Mhm.
gonna get to it in a second.
Okay. Okay.
And in Separation Anxiety, we're introduced to the five symbiotes like Scream,
Mhm.
Asher,
Mhm.
Riot, and all of them who are just, they are the personification of Eddie's bad sides,
Mhm.
like his anger, his frustration, his grief, and his madness. And it's something that perfectly adds up in the end when Venom finds Eddie and they are just standing on the rooftop, and there's this scene. I don't know who I am without you. I don't know who I am when I'm connected with you. And maybe it's time for us to become one or not.
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, it's. I just don't want to spoil too much
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's
of
a
course,
very
of
good
course.
comic to read
But
through.
like just what you were saying, like the drama of that is so rich. I mean, even if you take it out of like this comic book context, just a toxic relationship and going through that kind of crisis, I'm hooked.
Yeah,
I'm invested. Wow.
I mean, and now think about it. It was written back in 1994,
Right.
like 30 years ago, when
Yeah.
people weren't talking about it that much. It's something, wow.
And then hang on one second. Then you said this was adapted in the animated series,
Yeah, yeah, in a way.
which was just a few years later then, right?
Yeah,
So,
because
so this comic,
1994, first season, so
right?
I think it was 1997, 1998,
That's
maybe.
incredible. Because I remember that the X-Men series was doing that too. They were adapting the comics as they were coming out in the 90s. And I think that's awesome. I think that's
Yeah,
the
the
coolest thing.
animated series, yeah.
Yeah, the X-Men
Yeah.
animated series. When you can get a comic book on the shelves and then instantly it's adapted as a cartoon. Whoa, that's
Yeah, I
awesome.
think I think in Spider-Man the animated series they were adapting a lot of comic books that were coming out this time. And I think they did a similar thing when Blade, I think, and there was a Blade Morbius and Spider-Man
Yeah,
story.
they
But
they, they did some tie-ins, but nothing like in 616 that was really nothing quite like that. Yeah.
yeah, especially they had to change some things that Morbius couldn't suck out blood, but suck out the what was it, the
He has the
spine
suckers on his
thing?
hand. Do you
Yeah,
remember
he had
that?
suckers on his hand, yeah. It
Bananas.
was crazy,
Crazy. It's
but still
crazy.
scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Venom.
Okay, what
And
about Planet of the Symbiotes?
yeah, exactly. Showing once again this beautiful cover. Wow, it's so beautiful. So here we start with. I'm just gonna show it perfect. There's a small introduction about the Venomania.
Okay.
This long,
Oh, great.
2 pages long, and it's from Ralph Macchio,
Hmm.
who spent over 35 years at Marvel.
A long time. Yeah, one of the
He was,
classics.
he was assistant editor, and he was writing Avengers and Thor
Okay.
or something. Yeah, and here's the first issue
Hmm.
of this comic book, and this is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Spider-Man is there, and Spider-Man and Ben Reilly are the only superheroes who appear as main characters in this story. There's also Mary Jane as a supporting character,
Hmm.
because at this point Mary Jane and Peter are married and they're waiting a baby. So it's a way later in the Spider-Man story. But even though that Peter and Ben are appearing more frequently than Venom in this comic book, Venom is still the main topic of this story.
Okay. Okay.
There's a whole focus on Venom, who doesn't want to kill people, or more Eddie, who doesn't want to people anymore.
Hmm.
And when there's a scene when they are fighting bad guys, when Spidey is fighting bad guys, and then just Venom just pops in, and Spidey goes, "Oh my God, Venom! I'm just gonna take care of him later. Just gonna keep us safe."
Hmm.
And Venom just attacks people, and Venom says something, and Eddie thinks, "Wait, did I just say kill him or save him?"
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and at this point, Eddie just tries to, I don't know, try take control of
Yeah.
Venom. And at this point, Venom is just an anti-hero. He doesn't kill people, maybe. I don't know. It wasn't shown,
Hmm.
at least in the comic books, in this comic book. But when Spidey talks with him, it's like, You don't know who's talking, Venom or Eddie.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
just not fighting. They're just talking, and when they are talking, there's an outburst, and symbiotes are coming from another universe, from their own planet that's
So this
already
is a
taken.
multiverse story?
No. It's like intergalactic story.
Oh, literally. Okay, I got it. Okay.
Yeah, because some symbiotes are on Earth. Okay, I'm just gonna start again.
Mhm.
When Venom separated from Eddie,
Mhm.
he screamed. Just imagine Superman from Zack Snyder's Justice League screaming when he's dying, and he's
Uh-huh.
sending this whole signal throughout the universe.
Uh-huh.
So it's similar, but this time Venom signals the other symbiotes that he's in distress, needs help, even though he didn't need help, and they're coming to this planet, and they're building the big gateway as a portal to their own planet to invade Earth. And Spidey, Peter, Ben, I'm just gonna call them by the names. It's
Yeah,
just
that's
not-
fine. It's fine. Yeah.
So Peter, Ben, and Venom Eddie, they find this portal and they go through it, and there's a whole planet taken over by symbiotes.
Wow.
And
But it's not their native planet, right? It's a different planet.
I think not. I don't think
Okay.
so. It wasn't. I think it was just some alien futuristic planet they took over.
Wow.
Sorry.
So a whole invasion.
Yeah. So whole
Basically.
invasion.
Okay.
They built the portal and they want to invade Earth from there.
Mhm.
And of course they manage it. They manage to do it. They invade Earth. They take every single person who's alive, even Captain America.
This is
Yes.
incredible. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. But there's also something I didn't mention in my Marvel showcase for a reason. Carnage,
Great.
who can move because he was with a drug. He was put in a coma just so he doesn't become Carnage.
Mhm.
Just imagine, Carnage is so dangerous
Right.
that you have to keep him in a coma
Yeah.
just so he doesn't kill people.
So is it still Cletus Cassidy?
Yes, it's
Okay.
still Cletus Cassidy.
And he's still the host. He has the Carnage symbiote, but they just
Yeah.
keep the host and it's coma.
Yeah, just
okay.
They keep the human host in a coma,
Uh-huh.
and as it happens, he wakes up from a coma
Of course.
in a way.
Of
Yeah,
course.
when the symbiotes arrive, because he smells them, he feels them, and I'm just gonna say, if you watched Venom Red Derby Carnage, you know what Venom does with Carnage.
Uh-huh.
Here, it's the other way around, but Carnage with other symbiotes.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, but it's a really good comic book because throughout it, Eddie still tries to be human, especially when they are hiding in Peter's and MJ's apartment, and they are all without masks, in their natural forms, and when you see Eddie, you know that he's not himself.
Yeah. Okay.
That he still wonders what to do. And when I read it, I had sad thoughts because I know that this guy is really troubled, and I think it may be the end of him.
Wow.
Like he may sacrifice himself because at one point there's a moment when he says, I'm gonna stay here, I'm gonna hold him, you just go. Yeah.
So this is like incredibly like tragic and emotional.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
I don't know if I can say it otherwise or describe it in any other way because it is tragic. And in the end, I'm not gonna spoil what happened in between, but the overall conclusion of it is that Venom and Eddie became one. There were two separate brains in one body, but now it's one. They merged.
Truly like symbiosis.
Truly symbiosis. They connected in every other way, in every way possible. Because I don't know if I can find it, but you can see here that this Venom looks like this, and in the end, this Venom looks like this.
Oh, okay. Same guy.
Yeah, same guy, but it's a different design because it's more human. A mix of human and an alien.
Yeah.
So
okay.
It's a perfect symbiosis, because you remember that Eddie was the human one and Venom was the alien one.
Yeah.
He looked like an alien and all, but now this Venom looks like the perfect combination of both. And it's something that it's just for one frame, but it tells you a lot. Like shit happened.
That's great. That's really good. I want to ask you a little bit more about how that connects to the movies. But before we do that, can you tell me a little bit about the art of the comics? Do you have any like favorite panels or something? Any special moments?
Man, definitely. Okay, so one panel is a spoiler, so I'm not gonna show it to you.
Okay.
Because so I showed it before, but this one is one of my favorites.
That's the one from the cover. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one from the cover, but this one is from the original comic book that was released in the 95. It's a really cool design. I mean, if I could, I'd make it a poster.
There's ways to do that. Yeah. I
Yeah,
can help you. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Also, there's a moment I forgot to mention it that when Symbiote, because in the end of Separation Anxiety, Symbiote still didn't connect with Eddie.
Okay.
It connects with him in of issue 3 of Planet of the Symbiotes. But for part moment, he was part. Can you see Venom in here? I'm just gonna tell you.
Is he the one at the back?
No, he's here. He's the blouse of Scarlet Spider.
What?
Because he was hiding in order to get close to Eddie.
Great. Wow.
Yeah, and so he can save him.
Uh-huh.
Because it's all about Venom saving Eddie. Also, there are these sketches
Oh, that's
at the end of
fantastic.
the issues.
Yeah.
Where it shows where the creators showed how they drew it. But there's also this one.
Oh, that's fantastic. Look at those colors.
Yeah, the art, bro. In Separation Anxiety, there's not enough of colors. The saturation is not that huge, but it's a little darker. But when colors appear, they are fantastic. There's a lot of saturation. There's a lot of color, and I think it's because we are reading this comic book from the perspective of Eddie,
Okay.
who is depressed, who is sad, and he doesn't see a lot of things he can live for in life. And in this comic book, there are moments when colors are more alive and not, and you can feel that it's based on what's happening, on what's the atmosphere like, and it's amazing because you can easily see, especially here, when there's what I mentioned, the alien
Monster
planet.
World.
Yeah, Monster World, exactly. You see how many symbols they look a lot like the aliens from the
Right,
movie.
xenomorphs.
Yeah, xenomorphs, exactly.
And again, even that idea at the end of Planet of the Symbiotes where Eddie and the Venom become like one, like even the Alien movies have done something similar where they make like human xenomorph hybrids.
Yeah, exactly. I think the Amazing Spider-Man 3 was supposed to do this.
Okay.
Oh, and here's the Captain America as Venom.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's even Black Bolt and Human Torch fighting symbiotes. Yeah, it's great.
Oh, that's great.
I mean, there's not a lot of art panels that are iconic or whatsoever, but they are.
But it's fun, right?
Yeah, but it's fun.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna show you the spoiler one. Why the hell not?
Yeah. So spoilers, watch out. Oh, look at that. That's incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah. And honestly, I think without context, I don't think that would like ruin someone's experience. I don't think that's a spoiler.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly. But as I mentioned, not enough iconic panels, but the story itself is iconic enough. Oh yeah, that's how I put it. But
yeah, that's good.
But
do you have any other criticisms? Yeah. Oh, go on. Okay.
I really love, when it comes to art, I really love the design of Spider-Man because it's one of those that I like. Where everything's balanced, where the spider emblem is not too big or too small, where his colors are red enough and blue enough. It's something that not every person think about, but when you see it, it's you like it. And what I don't like about those two comic books is that I know they were done in 1994 or 1995, but I think there was a lot of space to go even deeper into the problematic and the mentality of Eddie Brock and the Venom and their connection. Because if someone hasn't read the previous comic books, like The Birth of Venom or Little Protector or other, then this person wouldn't know much about how they behave, what did they do. And there's also a special edition to the Separation Anxiety, but I didn't want to read it because it contains a lot of content that is not obligatory to read those two, the main Separation Anxiety story and the Planet of the Symbiotes. But there's a lot of story which shows Venom who tries to behave as an anti-hero without killing people, but with helping them and all that, just because he liked a girl.
You mean Venom the symbiote, not Eddie?
Both of them.
Okay, both of them like the girl.
Yeah, but the girl doesn't like symbiote. She only wants to stay with Eddie and all that. But it all gets down to the idea of understanding who Venom is, who Eddie Brock is, how problematic is their relationship, how unique it is, and what happens if a person in a toxic relationship is out of it and to find themselves in a normal, regular life.
But as you know, like, this is not the last time that Eddie's with Venom, right? They separate, they come back together, they separate, they come back together. So it's not. There's no happy ending for the character, right? It's a
Never.
toxic relationship for life.
I think it's an example of a toxic relationship that doesn't end, but it won't end because of a reason.
Hmm.
And that reason is that there's still a lot of to do in the world out there.
Yeah.
And there's always danger because if there was a situation where Venom and Eddie are connected, nothing happens. Like on Earth or in New York,
Hmm.
no villains, no tags, or nobody needs help. I
Hmm.
think it would be a good relationship. But when they have to fight people, fight aliens, and all that, it makes this relationship even harder to break off.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I want to connect now to Venom 3, which is coming out in just a few days now, right?
Exactly on Wednesday.
How do you think these comics will connect to that movie?
I
Because this is the
think
end of that trilogy, right?
exactly. I think that from what we saw in the trailers, there's an invasion of symbiotes on the Earth. What was teased in the first Venom movie
Hmm.
when Wright tried to do this, and now there are symbiotes coming to the Earth. And I think that's the adaptation, not a one-to-one adaptation, but adaptation of Planet of the Symbiotes when they came to Earth and decided to to invade it. And think that separation anxiety will focus more on life without Venom because as we saw in the second movie, they have hard relationship, but when they separate, it's okay.
Hmm.
They are like two boys fighting. That's it. But
Right.
in the third one, it seems like the tone of the movie will be more sad, and especially when I think it was in the second trailer when Eddie talks with the character that Reese Ifans plays. When they talk about life, man wants to find a purpose for his life,
Hmm.
or I don't remember the exact quote, but it's about finding purpose in your own life. It's something that strongly suggests that separation anxiety may happen.
Okay.
May happen. It's just a theory right
Hmm.
now. We don't want to confirm or spoil anything, but I think that if that happens, then it's a great way to show how Eddie would live let his life without the symbiote.
Hmm.
And it's something that I don't know how they would do because it's Sony and
Hmm.
we can't trust them with doing something good with serious moments, serious
Yeah.
topics like this.
Yeah. Would you like Tom Hardy better if suppose like we said if they do Tom Holland Spider-Man 4, you have Tom Hardy in it. Would you feel more confident in that version of Venom and with the decisions they make with his character if it's done through Marvel Studios?
I think so. I'll be very happy if separation anxiety happens and if by some way Tom Hardy, Eddie Brock lands in the MCU and works for Daily Bugle or
Okay, cool.
something.
Cool.
And that's the way I would accept Tom Hardy being in Spider-Man 4.
Hmm.
I don't want Venom back or Venom's character to appear in the MCU unless it's made by someone who can handle this character very well.
I agree.
Because I like Venom 1. Venom
Hmm.
1 is a great movie for me because it's something different.
Hmm.
It's also before the whole Sonyverse era where they
Right.
decided to, to use every single character they
Yeah,
can just to,
it's really what launched the whole Sony verse. Hold on. Sony Pictures universe of Marvel characters. Spump.
Okay, just call it Sonyverse. I can't remember it. Okay, yeah, but just someone who can handle the character very well. Venom
Uh-huh.
1 I like. Venom 2 is okay. I mean, it
Uh-huh.
has a lot of moments. I really like Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, he's always good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's always good. He was amazing. Thank God they got rid of the wig. Thank God. And yeah, and Venom 3, I think it will be the worst out of those three out of the trilogy, but it may have also moments because I don't know. I don't even know how it connects previous installments in a way
Uh-huh.
that matters.
Yeah.
You have, I think Chiwetel Ejiofor confirmed yesterday that he was playing Rex Strickland, who
Yeah, that's
was
right. That's right. Yeah.
who was the soldier of Null. I
Okay.
don't.
Okay. I
Do
haven't
you
looked
pronounce
into
it
this at all.
Knall or Null?
I say null,
Null.
as in like NULL, like a null value, you know.
Yeah,
That for me,
exactly.
that's how I thought
Yeah.
of
Okay. So he was his soldier,
it. Hmm.
and I think there was a. Okay. So we have a toxin,
Hmm.
who was already shown in the movie.
Toxin
Uh,
is confirmed.
yeah, because
Okay.
the policeman who was in the second movie and the first one.
Hmm.
In the
I
first
remember
one,
that he was teased.
yeah, he
Yeah, I
was
think.
teased, and he's in this movie, and
Okay.
and we think it's toxin because
Okay.
policeman wants.
Okay.
Uh, and we have the symbiote part of the symbiote that was left in No Way Home, but it's
Right.
here, and it's all very confusing. And who Rhys Ifans is playing? That's
Yeah.
interesting also. I hope it's not Uncle Ben.
What? That's a
Yeah.
theory?
Yeah, it was a theory. It was a legit theory that he's playing Uncle Ben and this little kid is young Peter Parker. Like, come on.
Madam Web again?
Yeah, but in Venom 3. Like, come on. We don't need Uncle Ben anymore.
I don't know what they're doing, but I don't believe that. I think that would be
Yeah,
a little
I
too
don't believe
bananas.
it too,
If they
but
did 2 Uncle Bens and 2 young Peters in the same, even in the same year from Sony,
yeah.
that's
But I
crazy.
think that I really hope that in some way either Andrew Garfield or Tom Holland will appear in this movie, or
Do
even
you think
are
there's a strong
mentioned.
chance of that, really?
I think that since it's a last
Right.
movie in the trilogy, they can I at least hope for a slight mention of them.
I think I saw rumors that Tom Holland would be in it or might be in it, but I'm always skeptical. I don't know.
Like I remember a few years back when they were talking about Venom 3 will happen, but only with Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, I love Spider-Man. He's one of my favorite superheroes.
Yeah,
He's
of
my
course.
favorite Marvel superhero, and
Yeah.
I mean, I always love to, even if it's Tom Holland. I know it sounded bad, but
Yeah.
yeah, but I don't have high expectations.
I just hope it's okay. Like I sat through The Crow. I lived through The Crow, the new Crow movie. So that's the bar. If this is a little bit better than The Crow, good.
Let's hope it's better than Madam Web.
I did not see Madam Web, and my life
Let's
is
hope it's better
for
than
it.
Madam Web and better than Morbius.
Yeah. No, I will tell you on a serious, absolutely serious note. If Morbius is in this movie, I would be more excited.
Come on.
Because I want to see I want to see it connect. I want to see stuff happen. Especially also remember Morbius connected with Vulture somehow.
Yeah.
Remember that? Like I want to see, like, even if these are like crappy threads, I want to see the crappy threads come together. I want to see them try to do something. And
Yeah.
this Morbius was like, but I want to see it.
Six.
I want to see where it's going. Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think that's more forgivable. Even if you made a mistake, and you tried to fix it, rather than you make a mistake and you get so embarrassed you never acknowledge it again.
Yeah, I remember this funny fake leak about the post-credit scene of Craven when they mentioned at the end that there's a robbery in the bank and Morbius and Vulture robbed the bank. It was right after Morbius came out, and it was, yeah, they're planning to do this.
Hold on. Has Sony made a Sinister Six yet? Let's see, because we have Vulture, we have Morbius, we have Craven, we have Venom.
Okay, Venom 4. We have Chameleon because he's in Craven. We have Rhino at 6.
Rhino. There's Scorpion from Homecoming.
Yeah,
I don't know if he counts.
Yeah, I think he can count in a way, because if they, I think Alex mentioned the multiversal Sinister Six is Q&A.
Yeah, which is a great idea. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what they tried to do in No Way Home.
Yeah, but I just don't want. I mean, I love Alfred Molina, I love Willem Dafoe, but I just want new actors.
I agree. And because also, in my opinion, they are a tier above everyone else. Please don't ruin them with these lesser ones.
Yeah,
right. Exactly. We don't need Jared Leto's Morbius with Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin.
Yeah,
that's not compatible.
I want the Sinister Six from the animated series. From
okay. What's the lineup?
I think it was Doc Ock, Shocker, Scorpion, Rhino, Chameleon, and Mysterio.
That's classic. Yeah, very classic lineup. Those are really good characters.
Yeah, and we have a lot of opportunities since it's multiversal. You can even use the comic book, style, the costumes.
Yeah, and that's a great idea too, because even though No Way Home tried to do the multiversal Sinister 5, but those are all villains from other movies. Now we can actually do a Sinister Six with the Sony ones, which are from the Venom verse and from the MCU.
Yeah,
so like Mysterio and and
good.
Which I think might be part of the reason why they didn't actually do 6 villains in No Way Home, why they only kept it at 5 to leave the door open for a proper Sinister Six later. I think
they wanted to use Venom.
Yeah.
At some point, but I don't think Topher Grace agreed to come back.
Okay.
But also, it was a different kind of movie. It was more of
completely.
No Way Home was a nostalgia movie. It was a nostalgic movie, not a proper Sinister Six movie. It was meant to, to start off the multiverse.
Right.
Well, I really like this movie, but it didn't, it had a very different purpose than came out.
It's really weird, I think, how they have the 5 villains in No Way Home, and you're expecting a 6th one to appear, and then they do have the 6th villain, but he's just like a joke in the after credits. I feel like they were kind of trolling
and you use one of the potential as a joke when Andrew talks with Toby and Tom. Like, I'm lame. I fought a guy in a rhinos armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Is there anything else you want to say?
I think not at this
I think
point.
that's good. I think that's good. Great discussion, Vic. This was
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
this was a very good
Yeah.
discussion.
All right, guys. So be sure to check out Vic's article because he did a whole written review for the website. It's called Marvel Spotlight Venom,
Yeah, but
Separation Anxiety Planet. Yeah, yeah.
but it's shorter than this because I didn't want to to spoil too much
Sure.
about these comic books. I focused
Yeah.
more on relationship between Eddie and Venom, and I just wanted you to read my thoughts and get to read the comic book yourself.
Fantastic. Yeah. And I think we should be able to we'll link the article at the bottom of this video, and we'll link this video within the article. So
Exactly.
it'll be a nice loop of links. Great. All right, guys. Well,
Exactly.
thanks for watching. If you liked the review, be sure to like and subscribe, leave your comments below. Hopefully, we can have more comic reviews like this in the future.
hope
Let
so.
us know, what are your favorite Venom comics? Are you excited for Venom 3? What are your theories for the symbiote going forward? Just let us know. Let us know. I'm Vin. You can find me on Twitter at VinWritesWords.
I'm Vic. You can find me on Twitter at EricSalki and Venoming time.
Venoming time. Be sure to follow thecosmiccircus.com on Twitter at mycosmiccircus, where you can find more reviews, articles, editorials, and opinions like the ones you just watched. Thanks, guys. See you next time.
Bye.